Good morning. I'm Robbie Crispin, and this is Quick Court, the fastest way to justice. We're here today in the case between Jimmy Lee Marcus and the 4th grade class of West Elementary School. The class is accusing Jimmy of taking the class hamster. And let's just say they weren't too happy to see the hamster when it was found. "He was such a good hamster," sobbed Fred. "He was my counselor," screamed Gary. "He was cool, I guess," murmured Selena. "I only liked one thing on this planet," said Daniel, "and it was that hamster." "Please rise," began the bailiff. "For the Honorable Judge Susan Triton." Yeah, what would you people do without me? "I have one more to do today, so the case between Jimmy and the class of West Elementary School is now in session. Fred, please call your first witness." "I call Jimmy to the stand," he sobbed. "Jimmy, did you have anything against this hamster?" he asked. "Believe me, I like the hamster as much as everyone else. But I did have one thing against it," he replied. "It did bite me last Friday," he admitted. "Your evil contributes to only one small bite," accused Gary. No, said Jimmy. "After that, I just didn't hold the hamster anymore, but I would never get rid of it." Then, Jimmy, who else would take the hamster?" "I don't know who took the hamster," Jimmy said. "One morning, I just walked into class and everyone was crying because the hamster was gone." "Hold it!" cried a voice. It was the man from the newspaper. "Now, seeing as I'm with the local newspaper, I should know one thing. Is it possible that the hamster just escaped from its cage?" "A good question, my good man," said Jimmy. "Of course it could have just escaped on its own. The reason everyone's accusing me is because we didn't find it alive." "But I would never kill anything, honestly," he pleaded. "You say so," said the man. "But stay away from my fish tank." The defense rests, Your Honor," announced Fred. Fred and Jimmy returned to their seats, and the teacher called up one student at a time. Not one of them held grudges against the hamster. Since Jimmy was the only child in the class ever bitten, he was sentenced to a day in quick jail. "But I didn't do anything," whined Jimmy. "Neither did the hamster," bawled Fred. Jimmy did his time. But when he returned to school, things looked a lot better. "We have good news, Jimmy," said Gary. "It turns out the hamster we found actually belonged to the science class. It was sent in for dissection. But the janitor managed to return our hamster just a few moments ago." "So I spent a day in a jail cell for nothing?" screeched Jimmy. "Apparently," smiled Gary. The bell rang, and nowadays Jimmy keeps his distance from the hamster.